to 12 noon at the Georgia World Congress Center.
Payments start at $69 per month.
The Rashad Ritchie Morning Show, voted best radio show in Atlanta by the readers of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution and by Atlanta Magazine, and named most trusted voice in Atlanta by the Atlanta Business Journal. The Rashad Ritchie Morning Show, weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Download the Odyssey app and stay connected to News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
Just months before Ahmaud Arbery was murdered, another unarmed black man was killed in the name of citizen's arrest in the state of Georgia. His name was Kenneth Herring. He was killed by a white woman named Payne, who was 21 years of age during the time of this killing. Now, according to her narrative, Mr. Herring was leaving the scene of a minor accident, and she decided to pursue him personally. She cornered him, and when he was cornered, she ordered him to get out of the vehicle. When he refused to get out of the car, she then went to her vehicle, got her gun, shot, and killed Mr. Herring. We've talked about this story a few times on the show. It has still not moved through the Clayton County judicial system as quickly as it should have. That's my opinion. We have attorney Gerald Griggs on the show. Attorney Griggs with the NAACP has been on this story from day one. They are continuing to advocate for justice in this case. Attorney Griggs, good day, welcome.
Good morning, Rashad, and thank you for having me on this morning.
Thank you for being here this morning. For those who may not be familiar with the story, beyond the background that I have just given, what else can you give us as far as context for this story? And tell us what's happening now with this case.
Well, you did a great job of summarizing the main facts, but some of the things that the people need to know is that the Herring family is demanding justice, and they've been working with the Clayton County NAACP under the leadership of President Cinnamon Baldwin to get justice. And what they need to understand is that Mr. Herring was in a diabetic emergency and was trying to get himself to the hospital when he left the scene of that small car accident and was in the process of trying to get emergency care when allegedly Ms. Hannah Payne cut him off, and then the incident occurred. It actually occurred in front of his significant other, and he was unarmed, as you said. And this flies in the face of justice. This happened months before Ahmaud Arbery and has yet to go to trial. And so the Clayton County NAACP, with the support of the state conference, are asking the question, why is justice being delayed in this case? We understand COVID pandemic and the backlog in the judicial system, but this case happened in May of 2019. And here we are 3.5 years later, and there has not been any justice. So they're calling on citizens of Clayton County to join with the family in demanding that this case make it to trial and ultimately the facts come out and justice be served.
Why do you think this case has been so slow? I know COVID impacted judicial systems, at least temporarily, but now most judicial circuits in America are back to normative processes. Why do you think this is taking so long?
And that's the question, as an officer of the court, I have to continue to ask myself. Georgia has been back open. The judicial system has been back open for almost a year now, fully functioning. We've had trial after trial after trial, trials in Clayton County. So that question is begged to be asked to the judge and the district attorney. And I understand there are procedural matters that need to be taken care of. I believe that there's supposed to be an immunity motion filed sometime this year for Ms. Payne through her attorney. So I'm not so sure why it's taking so long, but my hope is that with the Clayton County NAACP applying pressure and asking the questions, the wheels of justice will begin to turn.
As the family seeks justice for this, the state of Georgia basically overturned its own law and said the citizens arrest statute is a violation of the public trust. And it has been utilized in a way that is adversarial, typically to black folk, in particular to black males. So Georgia has now reconciled that reality in their statutory code. As this trial goes forward, even though the statute of citizens arrest has been repealed in Georgia, will the defendant who has been charged with the crime, will the defendant be able to mount that affirmative defense that she was trying to make a citizen's arrest?
I think she will try, but even under the old statute, you could only detain an individual if you witnessed a felony.
Correct.
And from the facts of this case, it seems as though at best you had a misdemeanor leaving the scene of an accident, which would not necessitate a citizen's arrest. And even here on the 911 call, they told her to terminate her following Mr. Herring. So I believe she probably will try to use citizen's arrest. I don't know how successful she will be based on the facts as we know them.
Okay. At this point, we want to make sure that we do all we can do in the public to help not only bring this to light again, but to put pressure on the powers that be so the judicial system works in the way of justice for this family. What can we do to help with that process?
Well, one, you can help bring and raise awareness of the case to start saying Mr. Herring's name on all social platforms, to make sure you get in contact with the Clayton County judicial system to make sure they understand the public's eyes are on this. But you can also support the Clayton County NAACP through the leadership of Cinnamon Baldwin by going to their Facebook page, by going to their social media, by making contact. There will be a petition that we will be putting up, and there will be several protests that are in the planning stages. But we will keep our eyes on this as we did down in Glenn County, and we will ramp it up as we did in Glenn County. So people need to stay tuned, follow the Clayton County NAACP on all platforms for the next steps. And please help this family by elevating his cause and bringing this to light, that this case is not moving as swiftly as it needs to, and the family needs your support.
We need to see justice happen for the family of Mr. Herring. We're going to continue to stay on top of this. Attorney Griggs, I appreciate all that you do.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, we got more on the other side. 404-892-2703. That gets you in the conversation.